I know that once I get to the gym and I'm working out, I'm gonna be happy. But for some reason in my head, the getting there part of it, I think about it like, oh, that's such a chore. Because I think about it like that, I end up putting it off a little bit.
I'd love working out, but I would hate I gotta get dressed in the specific gym outfit and I gotta drive over there, drive back. It's like a half hour just to do all that stuff. I just was not motivated to go to the gym at all. I was motivated to work out. Getting clear on what you really want behind what you're doing could be a helpful option. Maybe you rock climb, not because you like rock climbing. Maybe you don't even like that. Maybe you just want to exercise in a way that's not so conventional, you know? What was the exact problem you had with all of this specifically?
I take too long to go to the gym and like I procrastinate it, and then either I get to bed on time, but I'm stressed and it's completely unenjoyable,
Yeah.
or I go to bed late.
Why are you
Huh?
stressed in that?
I know that I'm not going to be able to do all the things I want to do at that point, and then I have to choose,
You
and
mean
the
you want
choosing
to do all the things that you plan to do for the day or at the rock climbing facility?
for the rest of my night.
Got it. So for the rest
Like
of you're not going to have time.
I get home, I'm going to either make dinner, or if I have dinner already made, then I'm going to eat. And then I need to be able to just go. I need to be able to eat, maybe take like a 10-minute break. Then I need to
Yeah.
be able to leave.
Do you remember when I was talking about ghost time? Can you tell me what ghost time is? That lovely word I made up.
Like the time you like don't account for where something's going to go wrong, like you like lose your keys or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, it's that kind of invisible time that's around a task. So imagine like a circle and it's filled in, and that's the task that you are expecting to do. But what you're not realizing is that there's another circle outside of that task that should be colored in, but it's not really showing. It's invisible, almost like a planet and its gravitational pull. That's a part of the planet. The main time of the task is what you're always seeing, but by not accounting for the pull around it, that invisible time you need, you're going to fall into that orbit there and have a little struggle. When you go rock climbing, there's more than just I'm going to go rock climbing. There's all these things that you may not be accounting for or thinking about when you're making your plans. Eating a certain thing, how long that's going to take, the driving, the getting dressed, all that is not separate from rock climbing. What I want you to do is see it as part of the process of rock climbing, because that's your specific process, custom to your lifestyle, with how far you live from the rock climbing facility, what you need to eat before you go, shower, whatever you got to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a big part of why I get so confused on these things, is because I break it down like way too detailed. And then I don't see how it all works together. And I think of them as more like an isolated type of thing. But when you put it like that, yeah, no, that was a great description, especially because for me, I do the rock climbing because I really know that I'm not motivated to work out in my house. Tried it before, won't do it. Also, I hate anything that feels like I have to make myself do a workout, and rock climbing feels a lot more fun. It's more of a game. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like the way you think about that.
Anything you do has that. So I'm about to be a dad in 3 months, 3.5 months. And so much of me all my life has thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be so scary, so much work. But other people may think, oh, it's only going to be fun, you know, but there's so much more to it than that. It's the combination of those two. So you can go and think, oh, rock climbing is going to be so fun. It's just going to be me climbing rocks. I'm going to have the best time ever. But that's not accounting for the whole picture, right? You're looking in the corner that's beautiful, but there's also the corner that's not so beautiful. And then there's the gray in between, right? You got to account for all of it. And that's what being intentional is stepping back and seeing how you can be what's needed for that whole picture. Because what we do with ADHD is we just zoom in on just the beautiful picture, right? The beautiful corner. And we're like, that, I want that. I want to do that thing. And then we kind of totally forget about the 80% over here, you know, the 80% of the time that's required and everything that's in that. What basically you're telling me is that your old patterns was you got sucked into that beautiful corner. Your new patterns, though, are going to be stepping back and looking at everything and saying, okay, this is not a 20-minute activity. This is a hour and a half activity now, because now I'm counting for ghost time around the task. So the actual task itself is just a little blip on the screen compared to the whole circle. Think of it like the planet. What you want to do is like the country you live in, but you got to take the whole planet into consideration. And that's like everything else that is important that you have to account for that's involved in that.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100. That was a great analogy, especially like when you put it that way. I can definitely switch my thinking to be like that. It makes it like feel easier for sure. So I like
Right.
that.
Right. And like the rule I made up for this ghost time thing, if you don't know what all that is yet, all the 80% of everything you're not counting for, just give yourself at least a half amount to a full amount more time than you think you need for whatever you're doing. That's my general rule. That's if you just want to be kind of safe, but it's better to go through and actually step back, look at everything that's required of you, be what's needed. I want you to be the kind of person that is very intentional and is a leader. And instead of saying, I want to get what I want out of this, I want you instead to be, who do I have to be for this whole thing to work for my tomorrow self so that that person
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a great way to frame the mindset. Yeah, I really like that.